Hey everybody, Dave here from iOgrapher. I am roasting in Southern California. I'm sure you guys don't feel bad for me, but it has been, it was record temperatures yesterday, 117 in some places. We're here in San Gabriel Valley where I live. It was 108 yesterday, and it's going to continue for a few more days, and then we're going to get some relief. And it's going to be 90. Whoa, with much relief. Thank God I have a swimming pool, and I will be living in it all day today. But anyway, so glad you guys are here today, and excited to see you guys. Welcome, JR, to the show. It's a great show today because I've got my amazing people on, and Sean and Stef IRL. You'll meet them in a minute. Wow, Tam, hello from Darwin, Australia. Wow, that's fantastic, Tam. Welcome to the show. Love to hear what you're doing out there in Australia. So super cool. We're going to talk to Sean and Stef IRL about vlogging. They've pretty much changed their entire life and become these monster vloggers and are doing great. And so we're going to hear all about them. They have this new training out that is amazing. And so you guys got to check that out as well. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the new announcements from iOgrapher. So let me show this photo right here, and there it is. So that's the 10.5 iOgrapher for iPad, iPhone 10.5. That would be the biggest iPhone in the world, but iPad Pro 10.5. It's an amazing device. And I absolutely love it. And that's my go-to now. Now it's available for everyone on the website. Check it out, iographer.com. JR has said that he recently has seen them on Facebook recently, the Sean and Stef. So that's super cool. Maybe have some questions for them. Let me hide this photo. Well, actually, I'll put this here. Eric is in the house, and he's saying he started the training. That's great. So maybe Eric's going to have some massive life-changing experience and start vlogging himself. A very interesting man, Eric. I'd love to hear what you're doing. So that's cool. Good old buddy Michael is on the show, Michael Mikrut, and he's standing in line at the Magic Kingdom. So actually, Michael, if you have any questions for Sean and Stef, they are gurus of the Magic Kingdom and all things Disney. So that's a great something that you could talk to them about as well. Ryan Schwartz is in the house. Good to see you, Ryan. Thanks for being here. And Zachary Pennington, our go-to guy from the Southern States. Good to see you, man. So anyway, 10.5 is ready to go, and we sold 300 of them in the first 2 days. So that was kind of crazy. So there's a lot of 10.5 iPads out there, which is great. So let's get rid of that photo for a minute. I am super excited. So I'm going to have the guys from Project Rush on the show. Let me just show a little photo of that. Let's show a better one. So there's Project Rush. I've downloaded the beta. Some of you have applied for the beta, haven't gotten it yet, but it's a nice, it's a really, Adobe's actually in plans to get you guys all set up. I've been speaking with them. It's just a slower rollout for some reason. But I got mine. It's a desktop and an app for iOS, and they're getting to Android. And it does lots of great things. And so as soon as I get some clearance, I'm going to do a little video tutorial and show you guys, and we'll do a walkthrough on the show and show you guys how to do Project Rush. So that's super cool. Miguel is on the show. Hello, Miguel. Thanks for showing up. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? As you know, I've been actively at work, losing my mind, making things ready for our Kickstarter for our new multi-case. I don't even have one here handy. The multi-case, let me just show you the photos. So let's go. Let me solo this for a minute. That's a picture of the multi-case. It fits all of your phones from anything above the 6 on up. It also fits all the Androids that are of that size. We've been testing it like crazy. Let me see. There's another photo of it. Here, we'll move this one over. Actually, we'll go side by side. No, we'll leave that alone. Anyway, this is the case, the new multi-case with the Moment lens. And with our mics and everything all ready to go. This is the iPhone 10. And we're getting ready to do the Kickstarter. It's going to launch in August 1st, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And we'd love your support. Get one of these. It's going to be delivered before the holidays. We are ramping up things to get this out and going. But it's from first, some of the influencers we gave it to just are thrilled about it. And so we're excited here too. So the iOgrapher multi-case coming soon to a handheld filmmaker like you. So let me let's show you this for a second. Where is it? This zany lady is half of the brains behind MakeBetterVlogs.com. And I love this photo. We've been sharing it. So if you've seen this on our social, you'll get to see who they are in a second. Sean and Stef are really good friends of mine. We've known each other for a while. They've been on the show before. They do amazing things with video, and they decided to kind of do a life change in a way. Maybe they'll say they weren't, but they did, in my opinion, and I'm thrilled about it. They went out there and they started to go out and make content on what they love to do, and that is going on cruise ships. And they tell everything you could possibly want to know about cruise ships. They've got, I forgot how many hundreds of thousands of hours, I think, of videos being watched. And anyway, it's an amazing story. And if they weren't good enough people as it is, they decided to do some training so that you guys can go out there and do some vlogs as well. And so we'll get them on right now. Let's bring them up to the broadcast, and we'll get this down. And there's Sean and Stef IRL.
How's it going?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Dave.
Welcome. So glad to have you on the show. So they're in from Orlando, which I'm sure is a lot cooler than Southern California right now. No, not at all. Okay. But it's just such a good time to see. And it's funny because we're pretty tight, but I haven't talked to you guys in months because you're traveling the world and living the dream. And it's just, tell us about, so background in creating other things, creating your own stuff to sell, video editing, all kinds of skills you guys had. And then you're like, you know what? We want a little bit more out of life, I guess. And we want to do something fun that we love. And there's no better time now than to do that with the tools you have at hand, right? And so you're going to talk to us about your workflows and the tools and everything. But tell us a little bit about your story and how this whole thing happened.
Go ahead.
So we started vlogging actually on July 3rd of last year. We were doing daily vlogs, and so that sort of morphed into we had some hardships and things that went on with our life, and we took Thanksgiving of last year, we took this really hard look at what we were doing and what was going on in our world, and said, we're not going to be sad anymore. We're not going to be just depressed and upset with life. We're going to do what we love, and that's going on cruises. So we decided to vlog our cruise vacations, and that turned into this. It sort of has been this like spiraling, not out of control. It's amazing, but it is just like a downhill thing. The snowball's getting bigger and bigger. So we are just loving traveling and telling our stories and making stories and getting to do something that we love. I guess probably in the first time ever. It's just we have work, we have our company, and we have our job, but we now work so that we can live, and that's what kind of our new philosophy in life is, to work as hard as we can, to travel as much as we can, because that's what we love. So that's what we do. And we started doing we started doing our vlogs, and we've had so many comments from people who have said, I really wish I could do what you guys do, but they either give us the comment that's either too expensive because they don't have, like, we use DSLR cameras. They get to be expensive, and these are people that have never vlogged before, so they don't know if they want to make the commitment to put in all that gear and all the time that you would need to buy all that stuff. So we decided to do our training series using the iPhone or an Android phone, and to show you how you can make a vlog right now. You can make your own vlogs, and it's not that difficult. We use the iOgrapher every single trip. I always have it with me in my hand. It's my favorite now, especially because the iPhone is waterproof. So I can take it in the pool. I can take it in the hot tubs. I can take it on water slides. I take it everywhere. It's amazing. And now we're sharing that knowledge with everyone, because everyone should, if you want to make a video, you should be able to have the, be able to make a video if you want to make one. So that's what we've done.
Everyone has a story. And Dave, you empower people to be able to tell their story. And so on one of our trips, we dedicated an entire day of shooting with the iOgrapher, and it was amazing. And the only problem with shooting with the iOgrapher is every 5 seconds, you're going to get stopped by people going, hey, what is that?
Hey, what is that?
Hey, what is that?
What is that camera? What camera
every
is that?
single time. We must have sold 50 iOgraphers that day. So it took a lot longer to shoot our day than it would normally. But other than that, it's awesome. And just like I said before, everyone has a story, and we want you to be able to tell your story. Now is the greatest time to be alive. Look, we wanted a travel show, so we made one. That's the greatest. It's truly the greatest time to be alive as a storyteller.
You know, what's really exciting too is that you guys really get into the nook. You can see the passion that you have, and right there, Sean and Stef IRL.com will take you to their videos that they've done. And how many hours have been watched? In
the last month, there's a little over 1 million minutes been watched just in the last 30 days.
And there's not that many videos yet, is there?
No, not yet.
Which is people aren't watching for a minute or two and going, okay, I'm gonna watch something else. They're getting into the whole thing.
Yeah, our retention rate's like at 85-90%, which is pretty unreal. So
unheard of, people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do a video on how to do something, and if I get 60% retention rate, and that's successful,
that's really good.
you know. Yeah. But you guys are just killing it with that. And you could really tell the passion that you have to go out there and do these videos. I mean, it is your life. Even when I've been over there, when we've done conferences together and stuff, you always tell me about how great cruise ships are. And I told you I'll never go on a cruise ship.
That's
but
true.
watching your stuff it makes me kind of like, this looks kind of fun. They're like massive cities floating in the water.
Yeah.
They really are. They really are.
Yeah.
They're the new theme park, really.
Yep.
And then my biggest challenge also was like, oh my God, I'll be stuck on this thing where I could eat all this food all day.
Yeah.
But you said take the stairs, and it works kind of evens itself out.
Yeah,
so
you can burn about 3,000 calories taking the stairs every day. So
that's
crazy. You need 3,000 calories, right?
Sure.
Sure, math checks out.
The math checks.
JR saying that's the attitude to have. Love it and live it.
That's right.
So we have to agree with that right there. So that's super cool. So you guys have been doing this, and what is your schedule like now? Like, you try and plan at least once a month, or what's your deal like with that?
Well, it's coming out to be what, about a week, or 1 to 2 weeks a month, right?
Yeah. So we try to have at least one cruise a month that gives us enough time to actually come home and produce all of the content. Mm-hmm. So we give a video per day of the cruise. Most of the cruises that we've been on are 7 days. One we went on was 14 days. So we do try to give to edit to the time necessary, because when you rush it just becomes very stressful, and we don't want it to be stressful. So we give about once a month. We try to be on a cruise, and then come home, edit, and then get ourselves back on a ship. So that is our goal right now. We're doing pretty well. We have 2 more cruises in August, so we're really excited about that.
Wow.
Yep. It's going to be August is going to be busy.
August is going to be busy. So yeah, we're just trying to get one a month, and then you don't mind working so hard when you know that you have this really awesome thing coming, right down the road.
Now, do you go out with a like a game plan, shot list kind of thing, or is it just letting it happen as it goes? And you're going to say, this morning, let's wake up. Let's go talk about breakfast today, or how they do this here. How does it work?
It's a pretty organic process. We don't ever plan stuff, because that becomes out a little bit disingenuous, and that's okay if that's the kind of show. If you're doing a straight travel show, that's okay, because you'll have to set up the shots and talk about things. But what we decided to do is really show you a slice of cruise life, what cruise life is really all about. And so some of the things are always the same. You're always going to have your meals. You're always going to change your clothes, things like that. But that's a part of cruise life, changing your clothes and getting dressed for the night and things like that. It's all part of it. So we show those kinds of things. But with the exception of day 2, which has become our Stephanie's official tour of the ship day, we have no agenda. It is what it is. So whatever happens. Embarkation, which means getting on the ship, that's a big deal. Getting on the ship and how the whole process is. And some people are a little bit nervous about that. We kind of demystify a little bit of that. And so just every day is different. Sea days, we show you what it's like, because some people think they go stir crazy on a boat where you can't get off. And then we show you what ports are like. So it's really just kind of really you're hanging out with us, and we switch between first and third person all the time to give you that feel that you're really with us and you're not watching us travel. You're actually, along the ride with us. So
Yeah, it's pretty much, the only thing we have learned, we don't have any lists or anything, but one thing that the vlogging has done for us is it's making us do things.
Yes.
We went on actually the vacation that we did not vlog, our first cruise that we did not vlog before we started vlogging. We realized we literally sat in bed and watched movies and then would go out on our balcony and we would go eat. We didn't do anything else. Right. It was a wonderful vacation.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic to sort of unplug and sort of not do anything. But
then, not noteworthy.
But you don't really get to experience anything and you miss out on so many things that we've sort of found. So now that's the only thing that vlogging has really done for us is it makes us do stuff. So that for when we don't have a shot list, but we do know that we want to do as much as we can to show our audience and also for us to have fun. So it's kind of a thing.
That's fantastic. Where's he? JR just mentioned that C days are great for editing on a MacBook too. So C days meaning that you're in the ocean and you're not at a port somewhere, right?
Yeah, you're traveling. You're traveling to your next destination. Yep.
And so when you go on these things, are you taking like massive gear bags? I mean, what are you doing? What's your kind of like your workflow? You'll go film, and you'll come back and capture. I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, I have 4 1 terabyte SSD drives that I travel with me at all times, and I have a massive laptop that I dump to, and then we have 2 GH5s, a couple Osmos, an Osmo Pro, and Osmo regular, that several iPhones. So it's a constant at night or in the morning, whenever between our important parts of our day, I'm constantly dumping and archiving, and I always make redundant stuff because not because I'm careless, but every time we've gone through the TSA in any country, they decide to take one look at our gear and they immediately just drop it. It's like they have butterfingers. I don't get it. We've lost more hard drives and cameras through security checkpoints than you can imagine. So we always travel with SSDs and many of them. But it's not that big of a deal. It becomes just routine. Like I just know that at the end of the night, if I'm too tired, I'll make sure to get up a little earlier in the morning while I'm setting up for like a time lapse or something. I'll dump footage, but it's really not that big of a deal. But it's a little bit of a process, maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, we don't do any editing on the ship.
Not anymore.
We started doing that, and then we realized we were missing out on so much stuff that we could show.
Yeah.
Especially like on sea days, people want to know what there is to do on a sea day. So if we sit in the room, we're kind of missing out on providing that information. So we just keep all the editing. We sort of archive everything by days.
And that was requested by our audience. Our audience is very vocal and very personable, and they wanted to know more about sea days. They don't really care about the ports nearly as much as they do about what to do on the ship. So they've kind of forced Stephanie to not watch so many movies on sea days and to actually explore. And that's what kind of gave birth to our ultimate guides.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys now are you getting? Are the ship personnel welcoming this? Is it? There's no big. It's not like, oh, you don't have a permit for this, or anything. It's like,
no.
No, they actually they love it. They welcome it. The crew, especially, most of the crew is younger. So especially on some of the younger ships like Royal Caribbean, MSC, they have a younger crew, so they love it. They love technology. They're always asking us, hey, what kind of camera are you using? What kind of lens?
And they subscribe to our channel. That's the best.
They do.
They all sub to us.
And most of them are photographers or videographers themselves. So they want to learn new tricks, and you just get to meet all these people from different cultures and different countries, and they do the same thing that we do. So, and they love it. So they absolutely, and then on MSC, we talked to the captain was in our vlog, which was amazing.
The captain of the ship demanded to be in our vlog.
It was so
awesome.
Fantastic. So
everybody's been really welcoming about it. We are positive filmmakers. We don't subscribe to anything that's negative, or we just don't want to show that.
There's plenty of that on YouTube.
There's plenty of that, and that we don't want that on our show. So everybody loves that. They love that about us for watching our show, and they love that about us when we're actually in person on the ship. We don't focus. We just want to have a good time. I don't want to be negative on vacation. I want to have the best time possible. And the crew and the staff really do love that about us. So that's pretty cool.
Now do you have any plans to do, I see all these cruises that, this is what interests me. When you go with like all these bands from like the 80s. And they're on a cruise ship. And that makes me laugh. But then I go, that's kind of cool.
Wars, they have everything.
So they have all these themes.
Oh yeah, you name it. And they've got those theme cruises. So basically, it's not through the cruise line. It's somebody charters the boat and they basically commandeer it.
Charters the whole boat.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. So you don't. So that everyone's worried that you're going to accidentally get on that one cruise, because there are cruise lines where nudists, no lie, they charter the boat. But everyone's afraid like you're going to accidentally get on that cruise. No, that's not how that works. It's a private charter. But yes, everything from people who hate wearing clothes to people who love Star Wars and everything in between, they do theme cruises, and some of it's pretty crazy.
What do you think is the biggest challenge that you've had to face going into this whole new arena that you're doing?
I would say the biggest challenge is that a lot of people are super insecure about what we're doing. They and I'm not in a negative way. By what we're doing, it makes them feel like I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. It's almost like a mirror on people. Some people get really offended by the fact that we've stepped out of this. Instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, we stepped out of the norm and just wanted to do something that we've always wanted to do. We create video professionally for clients every single day. We've never, ever created video for ourselves. And we're allowed to, right? There's rules saying we can't, right? So, and we love all these travel shows like Bert the Conqueror and Zane Lamprey and, all these people, Samantha Brown. Why can't we? Stephanie's an amazing human being. She's so funny. And all the stuff you see on the show, it's not scripted. Yeah, she's just a weirdo, and I love her for it. So why I shouldn't be so selfish, I should share that with the world.
It's okay. Yeah. I see myself. It's weird.
Oh yeah, she's a weirdo.
Sean likes to call me a Muppet. I really think that I might be a Muppet.
She really is. But that's the thing is the only thing that vlogging has brought is a little bit of heat from people who are frustrated that they're not doing it. So instead of getting angry about it, we bring them along and we try to show them that they can do it as well, and anybody can do this. Literally, what's that famous Pixar film? Anyone can cook. You know what I'm saying? That's a real truth.
Ratatouille.
Yeah. So anyone can cook. Everybody's got a story. Everyone's got something cool to tell, and you should share it. You really should. And I think the iOgrapher is the best way to do that.
I also think we've had challenges on the ship, not with crew or staff, but with other guests.
Yeah.
And not to the fact that they're angry about anything. They're just very curious. The main one thing that they're curious about is the fact that, am I on camera?
No.
Or are you shooting me? Because people are very private, and we always have a downloaded copy of one of our episodes on our phone at all times. So we open it up and a business card, and we show them and say, this is not about you. We understand you want to be private. This is about us. And the way we frame ourselves, if you watch our video, we barely get people in the background of our videos.
Yeah.
Some people like to say that I'm too close to the camera, but I have to fill the frame because of that.
By design,
It's by design. Everything that we do has a reason for it. And then once you show people on the cruise, that are around you that this is what you're doing, they're like subscribing on the ship. They're like, oh, I'm going to subscribe to you.
So kind of like what you said, Dad, we're just converting our haters. Converting the people who are coming at you negatively. You just turn that around, and then they become super fans. We had a woman going around passing out our business cards for us on our ship.
Oh my God, you got to watch this show.
We got like 100 subs that day. I'm like, this is great.
It was really amazing. So I think that if you're going to vlog, and especially in a public environment, just know that people are going to see you. They're going to know that you're filming yourself, and then they're going to automatically think that that's going to be something that they're a part of. So if you make friends with people and you talk to people, you have to be outgoing. Unfortunately, you don't have the choice to be sort of shy with people, because then they think that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, if you act shady, they will think you're up to no good. So don't act shady. Just get in front of it.
Just be friendly and be nice. And I always engage. Actually, our favorite thing now is sitting at shared tables on cruise ships for eating. We've never done that before. We always sat by ourselves. But now that I'm walking around with this huge, massive camera rig in front of my face all day, I now sit down with people at the table and say, hi, guys, I'm Steph. This is Sean. We're part of this thing. We have this channel. And then it becomes this camaraderie, and we make friends. And she's
all business cards for everyone.
And they subscribe, and then they tell people.
Yeah, and then nobody's worried, nobody's upset. And then they start telling people, oh no, that they're vloggers and they do this for YouTube, their YouTube channel. So definitely is a big and then
it turns into how can they tell their story, and it immediately goes, how do I get one of these iOgrapher thingies?
Yes,
that's exactly what they say every single time.
Exactly. Yeah,
we love that. Adam Bedford, who you guys know, wants to know if you're going to do the next Star Trek cruise.
We'll find out who's hosting it, and if they want some vloggers on board, absolutely.
That'll be so much fun.
Yeah, you always got to wonder about vlogging on those private events. So there's like that. Apparently, there's that thing in St. Martin where it's a huge Star Wars museum, but no cameras whatsoever. So it's like a big force field. We're like, can't get in. So, but yeah, if they're down with it, we'll totally do it.
That'd be fun.
Eric wants to know: are you getting sponsors yet?
Yes.
Yes.
We get sponsorship from all kinds of different areas, private sponsors. Some people have bought entire trips for us, which we are eternally grateful for. which it's still kind of mind.
You're welcome. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Dave. Oh, Dave. But yeah, the cruise lines love us. And if they don't give us the trip completely, they'll bump us. So they'll say basically, book the cheapest room and they'll put us somewhere else, or they'll give us free
internet,
meals or
free internet,
yeah.
Free meals, free. We've had, like Sean said, bump up upgrades. We get percentage off, like big percentage off. So it's not like we're not on there for free, but we're on there for a huge discount that allows us to keep traveling month to month. So
and then on the flip side of that, we have viewers who are patrons on Patreon who are actually paying monthly for our show, which is just we're still kind of mind blown over that whole scenario. But yeah, so between those two and some private donors who don't want to be involved in the public side of things, basically the show pays for itself.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
JR says you get to meet all sorts of people from all over. Always see that on the ships.
Yeah, that's the number one reason we sail. It has nothing to do with anything other than the people you meet. You realize that we're all the same across the world. We all have family. We all have friends. We have loved ones. We all have problems. We all come from some kind of a struggle. We all have a great story. And so you end up meeting these wonderful people, and they were just born somewhere else. And I think cruising is the absolute best way to meet that many kinds of people in that short amount of time.
Yeah, it really
the only faster way to do that is to go and It's a Small World, and that's not real. So
it's not real. Oh man. So when you go out, so where do you meet people from other countries on the cruise ship? They're coming to get on this cruise.
The crew of most ships they're typically between like 40 and 55 different nationalities on a ship that work on the ship.
Yeah,
and we both used to work at Disney, so we know the hospitality thing, and we always end up making friends with the crew. And we got private tour with the hotel director on the Epic, and but it's always they're just people, they're just regular people doing their job. The only thing is they live at their job, so that adds an extra level of suckiness to their
complexity.
Job.
I told you I want to do an episode where we go down the river in Europe, and I'll come and be on that show with you guys. So that would be awesome.
Let's get that show sponsored, man. Let's get that show sponsored.
We'll get that sponsored, and I know that if I have to jump into the water, I could probably swim to the river to the edge.
I got you, Dave. I'm an excellent swimmer. I got you.
Me too. But if it's in the ocean, forget it. I'm going to get shark bait. Is there any end to this? Like, is there an end game to it? Are you trying just want to make this a full-time, this is paying for everything? You guys are Anthony Bourdain, the next people, traveling the world.
If the show becomes more prevalent than our day jobs, that would be the dream. There's already talk of it. There's already people approaching us to recut the vlogs as a show and not as a vlog.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that. There's some interest in that. Basically, I think everybody wants to see what we're going to look like in a year from now. Like, how many ships will we be on? What will our audience look on? That we're growing so fast that people are using social proofing and trying to figure out who we are and where we are, and they can't quite put their finger on what we are yet. So it's interesting. But I guess the short answer would be, if this was a full-time job, that would be the dream.
That's what our goal would be to do is, we'd be on a cruise every week if we could. We would figure it out. And that's sort of the dream. Our dream is to keep our companies online, and we're hoping that we can keep the company running online. And then this is what we do full time.
Oh yeah. Several of the products that we've just released and many of the newsletters and a lot of the promos and stuff were cut in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just on this very laptop that we're talking to you on right now, this thing goes everywhere with us, and you just pop up After Effects or whatever. And I don't need to be at my desk to, make a Mogart file. You know what I'm saying?
That's insane.
Premiere works the same here as it does in the middle of the ocean.
Ryan says you should join a travel agency, book your own trips, and get the commission.
We have thought about that.
People have
invited us. We are sort of hesitant on that because we don't want to seem disingenuous on things.
Yeah.
So we don't want to seem like we have an angle. Right now, we're sort of free agents, and we love all cruise ship lines. We don't have a particular brand that we follow. So we're on the fence about being a travel agency just to get the commission. We're working directly with the cruise lines to sort of get that same deal that travel agents get, and except without being a travel agent. So that's what we're kind of working on right now. But it's definitely a possibility, and definitely something that we're keeping in mind.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stigma when they find out you're a travel agent, because then people think you have an agenda. Our agenda is literally to not be at our desks anymore. That's it. That's our only agenda, is to tell a story, have fun, and not sit at a desk anymore.
You're just travelers telling stories, and that's really
that's the agenda. Our agenda is to figure out a way to just keep doing this in the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you guys went, was it to Spain, or where did you go?
We went to we went
you didn't go from here to Spain.
We did, yeah.
From Florida to Spain.
We did the transatlantic. Yeah.
You crossed the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes,
wow.
yes.
15 days on the ship.
The Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was basically the Titanic voyage. Yeah, we did it. It was amazing. It was
my God.
It was life changing, and that was actually where we pretty much started. We're like, we're doing this. We're going to do this full time. We wanted to do that. We wanted to see the world. And so at that moment, we were like, this is where we belong. And it was amazing. We visited Bermuda. We went to Cadiz, Spain. We went to Malaga, Spain. We went to Gibraltar. They have monkeys in Gibraltar, if you didn't know that.
Wow.
So amazing.
They're straight gangster right on top of cabs
so
and everything.
Amazing. And we ended up in Barcelona. So it was just...
Wow. So did you fly home after that, or
we did? Yeah.
Okay, because I'm saying, oh my God, another trip back.
27-hour trip home.
Yeah, it was an extremely long day.
Yeah,
home.
that was the long day. A lot of flights got delayed and stuff, and you get to see that. That's the part that we show you as well. We don't lie and say, "Hey, we're magically home." You know.
Yeah. No,
it was amazing. Yeah, it was just an amazing. The whole thing has just been amazing. Everything from where we pretty much started out with our transatlantic journey to where we are now. It's just been eye-opening that living life isn't so difficult. You know, if you want to do it, you can do it. And
you can absolutely travel every month if you want to.
Yeah.
There's really simple ways that you can change your life and just immediately start traveling right now, no matter what your situation is. And once you've visited Europe, you're just jonesing to go back.
Yeah, you just want to go back,
explore all these amazing places. It's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane. I'm trying to pull up. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see. Where's my thing here? And we're going to, let's see, is this going to pull up here? What is going on here? My screen. Is this showing too many things there, I think? Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying to show, let's talk about this and I'll do it in the background. But you guys aren't doing enough for the world.
No.
So you decided to say, hey, everybody, you too can do this.
Absolutely.
And you created an entire training to do it as well called Make Better Vlogs. You kind of just dumped this on me and blew my out of the blue, just kind of blew my brain in half. And tell us about Make Better Vlogs and why you did this. And then I'm going to try and find a screen to pull it up somehow.
So we did, like I was talking about, all the comments we were getting from people talking about how they didn't know how to start making a vlog. They didn't want to invest the gear. And then on the editing side, people always think that the editing software is really expensive. As we know, it can be. Mm-hmm. We use Premiere mostly in the studio. I use Final Cut. So it can get very pricey. And if you're starting out doing a vlogging adventure, you're like, I'm not doing it. I don't care. But people want to tell the story. They want to be able to, it's not so much telling a story. It's more like documenting it. So they have it always and forever. And they want to have that. So I said, I looked at Sean, I was like, we can do this. I can make a training series for everyone and give it to everyone. So we're showing how to do this with your phone, and we're using the iOgrapher as our rig, which is amazing because we use it on every cruise that we go on. And then I'm walking you through how to create your very first vlog in HitFilm Express, which is free software. It's amazing software. It's really, really easy to use. It's not complicated, but I walk you through all the way from capturing your footage, what kinds of footage you're going to be capturing, to all the way to exporting out of HitFilm and for YouTube. I mean, it's A to Z. I mean, it really is. To create your first vlog, everything's in there. Everything's broken into small chunks, so it's easier to follow along. And
it's important to note that this is an A to Z kind of thing, and not much training out there, free or paid, gives you the entire thing where when you're done watching it, you can actually go do the thing. And so that was important, that we didn't leave you hanging in any aspect, up to and including things like music and effects and how to pull the footage off of your phone to begin with, and transcoding and why it's important, and why no matter what software you use, does the iPhone footage sometimes look weird. Stephanie talks all about it and solves all the problems, so it's really the most comprehensive training, and it's awesome. I'm super proud of her, and it had to be free.
Yes. And
so that's the other thing. You guys go, oh, we made this great video training series. I'm like, great. It was like, $1,000 or what are you going to do? No. You're like, no, it's free. I'm like, So, it's amazing. I just got it, 2 days ago, and I went through it all. I mean, You literally tell everybody how to go from A to Z. And I will say you do show a lot of hit film, but any non-linear editor, you can do 99% of the stuff that you. So
that's
if
exactly right.
You have Final Cut Pro users, you have iMovie, even kind of stuff. People out there doing that. Of course, Adobe products as well. So you have lots of options here that you could do. But the meat of it is, types like you did here, types of footage and just organizing things that people just don't really know how to do yet, I don't think. So that was like a big thing to do.
You've seen that the variable frame rate issue with when you were doing multicam and stuff like that. You're like, what's going on with my editor? And so we talk about why that happens and how to get around it. And so it's if hit film's almost identical to Premiere, so you can translate that without even thinking about it. And then it's just slightly different than Final Cut. So anybody who uses either of those two apps will have no issue.
Yeah.
But if you're just getting started and you really want to do your own vlogging and you just want to use the phone, you can do it free,
Yeah.
I mean even if you don't have the gear, you don't have an iOgrapher, at least just use your earbuds so you have a nice decent mic.
Right.
Some kind of a mic.
That's right. I forgot that. Yeah.
Have that, and then here's hit film that you can edit on for free, and
it's not limiting though. That's the thing is it's not these. It's the only free editor that we found so far that isn't a hindrance. Most of these free editors, it's a difficulty to edit. And this is not. This is just a regular editor. It doesn't watermark you or anything like that. It's just a regular editor. It's fantastic.
And I really like how they've made it very similar to Adobe Premiere. So I have the plans right now, and it's in works, and I'm typing up the lesson plans as we speak, pretty much. But it's like I want to show you now how to do advanced techniques in Premiere. So that will be the next training series that we produce. But to go from beginner to beginner, intermediate vlogger to advanced vlogger, you have to start somewhere. And hit film is a great stepping stone because it does translate into Premiere so well, which is what we use. So I can't wait to do that series where we get to show our GH5 footage and our time-lapse footage on our GoPros, everything that we do now for our vlogs now, once you get past that beginner stage. So I'm really excited about that.
In lesson 12, you're talking about Snapchat. So even if you're not doing a YouTube vlog, you might be a big Snapchat person. You might be an Instagram stories person. I mean, there's other platforms, and you actually show people how to get and go and do those types of things. So that was really great as well. MakeBetterVlogs.com. It's totally free. It's awesome. I don't know. That just blows me away that you guys did this so fast. I want to say even, but in such high quality.
That's a matter of perspective, my friend. That's a matter of perspective.
JR saying he's so glad he joined today. He wanted to learn about cruise vlogging for some time. So
awesome.
Cool.
That's super cool. Adam wants to know, what's your take on MSC Cruises? Thinking of doing one in Europe.
MSC is basically the rock stars of Europe that we found out. They're a privately held company, and that's a big deal because they're the only company right now in the world that's building as many ships as they are as fast as they can, and they have a lot of passion in it. But they're backed by the shipping
Mediterranean
company.
shipping company.
They're backed by an actual shipping company. So they're operating at a loss right now, or at really close to a loss, to get Americans on board. But in Europe, they're amazing, and the itineraries are unbelievable. And of course, the Meraviglia is out there, which is our favorite ship. We're dying to get on. So if you're going to go on MSC, I definitely recommend Europe. And I got to be honest with you, if you're going to get into cruising, it's all about Europe. The ports, the cruise life in Europe is so vastly different than it is in the Caribbean. The Caribbean's fun, don't get me wrong, but Europe is just... It's like, I don't know. Every time you step off the ship, it's just like magic. I don't know how to explain it.
So the 2-day cruise to Tijuana, that shouldn't be my first cruise.
If you're cruising to Tijuana, you should be just weary of a map, really.
Okay.
But yes, they do short starter cruises for real. They do 2- and 3-day cruises if you're afraid of cruising or you just want to get your feet wet. I don't recommend them because, like Stephanie says, you're paying a severe penalty for the short cruise time. That you're paying a lot more than you would. In some cases, you're paying the same amount as a 7-day trip. I think if you're interested in cruising, you should absolutely do it. And
we love MSC.
Yeah, MSC is amazing. I think they're probably the best cruise line right now.
It's our number one right now that we've been on.
Do people? This is just a personal thing, but do you get seasick going on these things?
I do.
You do?
I do.
When I go from Long Beach to Catalina Island on the little boat, I'm always like, this is the end of it. Like, whoa. Land. I'm so glad to see land,
That's the boat size to wave size ratio there is out of whack for you, man.
Yes,
the bigger ships aren't nearly as bad, but yeah.
Yeah, but I wear C-bands that go on your pressure point down here. They're
helps.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I couldn't cruise without them. I would be so sick.
But the funny thing is, on the third largest cruise ship in the world, Stephanie didn't end up wearing bands at all.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Wow.
We never realized we were on a ship on that particular ship, so that was pretty crazy.
But I definitely get seasick, and there's remedies out there. I know you can go to your doctor and get medicine as well. That's supposed to be really good, but I don't like medical things. It makes me feel woozy. I don't like medicine, so I like the bands. The C bands are really good, and I always have ginger gum if I get like like an acute seasickness comes on. I just pop some ginger gum, and then I'm good to go. So
now, Sean, I'm going to target you for a second.
All
you
right.
have gotten skinny wafer, like you're going to fly away in the wind now. What is up with that?
Part of it has to do with travel, to be honest. I'm down 238 pounds now, and I've got probably about 30 more to go. But in less than 2 years, I dropped a little over 200 pounds, and it had to do a lot with getting away from the desk. We don't have to be sitting at a desk to do our jobs. Not a single video editor does. So we started traveling, and for whatever reason, the sea air is really healing for me. The ocean is just magic for me. And I started working out there heavier. I changed a lot of what I did in my diet. I stopped drinking like a lot of soda, especially diet soda, all that salt and whatever. But I just pound the water and I work out a lot. But really 99% of it was reducing stress and anxiety. And that has everything to do with going and seeing the world. I mean, I don't know why we were working so hard. There was no end point for it. We were just working. So we just kind of changed our thought process of, we can work this hard and still enjoy life. So, now I'm ready.
Do you notice other people from other countries, do they not work as hard as us?
Oh, man. Well, like our good friend Ben, they take 6 to 8 week vacations. I've never done that in my life. I got to figure out how the Europeans do it, so.
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine.
I can't imagine.
Because Steph and I work 4 a.m. to midnight. That's our typical schedule, 7 days a week. It's just, we really joke and say it's either a sea day or not a sea day. That's it. It doesn't matter. 4th of July, it doesn't matter. It's just another day. So, it's important to just maintain your stress and anxiety and really kind of knock that down to something manageable. The video industry can be kind of terrifying when it comes to, self-health. And so the one way to combat that is to literally unplug from the land. And back in the day, you couldn't get internet barely at all on a cruise ship. Now you can stream and play Xbox. So, oh well. But, it's still healing. And there's something about unplugging and just being together with the person that you love and just kind of, chill, and all your problems just kind of washed away with the ocean. I know that sounds corny, but it's really a fact.
No, and you're living proof of that. I mean, we had some medical problems before, but I mean, it looks like you're like a whole new guy now. It's crazy.
Still going though, still going. But thank you, man. Thank you.
And so you touched for a second on the Wi-Fi. That's totally on it's standard now to have internet access on any of the ships. So.
It depends on the lines. Like certain lines don't feel it's necessary. Like Norwegian, you can barely check your email. I don't care what price point you pay. A Royal Caribbean though has a class of their ships that has an Xbox lounge, and you can stream Xbox Live and play competitive gaming. They had a World Series of gaming match on a ship. MSC was really, really fast, I thought. What do you think? Yeah.
I think it just depends on the ship. There's some ships that don't feel like the internet is a priority for them, so they haven't upgraded.
It shouldn't be, really. You should go and enjoy yourself right now.
That's true. But for us, people like us who have these online companies, we have to keep going. It makes it a little bit more challenging for us. And but yeah, no, it's true. You should be relaxing on your vacation and not worrying about the internet for sure.
But I mean, some of it's fast enough. Like at night, we watch Netflix at night. We watch our favorite shows, and and it just is what it is. We were binge watching Cat Noir, and
it's our new favorite. It's our secret favorite obsession. Have you ever watched Ladybug?
Cat Noir?
Ladybug and Cat Noir.
It's
on Disney Channel.
It is. I can't explain it other than I watched one episode and now I've watched them all. I don't know what to say. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but it's a fact.
Just amazing.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Miraculous or something like that.
It's called Miraculous, yeah.
I'll make my son watch it with me, and he'll
love it.
He'll love it. Okay, cool. That's exciting. Well, awesome, guys. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
We love makebettervlogs.com. The training is awesome, guys. If you're out there watching this, it's free. If anything, even if you're not going to be a vlogger, it'll teach you how to use the tools correctly and to really go out and tell stories.
The teaching is universal. Sure. Yeah,
it's universal.
Vacation video or just a video in general, just a story. Maybe you want to tell a story about someone you know or something you've done. It's all the same.
And that's fantastic. I'm so excited to hear what happens a year from now when you guys are 1 million subscribers and doing great stuff. So everybody needs to go out there and subscribe to Sean and Stef IRL, which is right here. Go to seanandstefirl.com, and then you click on subscribe in their YouTube channel. They have it everywhere. It's super, super cool. They get, like I told you, I don't ever want to go on a cruise, but now I kind of might want to go on a cruise because it looks fun.
You'll love it, man. Let's go together. We'll go together. We'll make a whole episode.
So that would be interesting. I'm interested in that.
We'll vlog with the CEO of iOgrapher. That's what we'll do.
That sounds good. Miguel says thanks for sharing and informative and entertaining. So super cool. JR saying thank you for the info. Thanks, Adam saying awesome. Thanks, guys. So thanks, everyone go check out makebetterblogs.com and definitely subscribe to Sean and Stef IRL. They are two amazing people. We couldn't be any more happy for them.
Thank you so much, Dave.
And this is a great time to have them on. So thanks for being on the show today, guys. You guys
rock. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you
awesome.
so much.
You're amazing. Okay, let me come here. So that's our show for today. I can't talk anymore because those guys are just rock stars. So I'm done. You guys have a great time. And this is iOgrapher TV, and we'll be back next Saturday. Take care.